everyone, I am Dheeraj Tatar, a system professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of LGIT Ahmedabad. In this lecture, I am going to start new topic of the computer aided process synthesis. So let's start. You can see on the screen, chapter name is Energy Integrated Distillation Processes and topic is Impact of Operating Pressure on Distillation Column. So we are going to see in this lecture few topics. First one is about the energy integrated process. After that, impact of operating pressure on distillation column by using example of the atmospheric distillation unit and vacuum distillation unit. After that, I will explain you what is the meaning of grand composite curve. And lastly, I will explain you how to draw distillation column in TH diagram or TQ diagram. Okay, so we will start here. First of all, you should know what is the meaning of energy integrated process. Energy integrated process means we are going to design such a process which consumes minimum amount of the energy. So that is nothing but energy integrated processes. Now what is the effect of the operating pressure on the distillation column? You can see on the screen, separation becomes more difficult means relative volatility of the component decreases. Means whenever the relative volatility of the component decreases, I can say separation is become more difficult. So I can say at that moment we will require more number of the plates. Okay. So this phenomena is nothing but distillation column. So in this column we are using here tray column. So this might be considered by using impact of operating pressure. Means suppose we are requiring here large number of the trays, but this can be prevented by using vacuum distillation unit. We know that atmospheric distillation unit and vacuum distillation unit. Whatever we are means separating in a atmospheric distillation unit, all those things we are separating at the minimum temperature. But whatever the residual part of the atmospheric distillation unit that requires the higher temperature for the separation, that is nothing but high boiling mixture, that we are going to separate in a vacuum distillation column, because vacuum distillation column operates at the minimum operating pressure, that is less than 1 atm. I can say 30 to 50 mmHg. That's why that column is nothing but vacuum distillation column, where we are using minimum operating pressure. So we are minimizing here pressure, so ultimately its boiling point also minimizes because we are operating here vacuum operation. So whatever the high boiling mixture is there, we can separate that mixture as minimum temperature and minimum pressure. So that is nothing but vacuum distillation operation. So this is nothing but impact of operating pressure in distillation column. I am repeating, suppose there is the distillation column, we are separating the components, liquid component in the distillation column by using temperature. Okay, so at minimum temperature whatever component we are separating, okay, by using distillation column, that is the normal distillation column. Means I can say for example atmospheric distillation unit. But whatever the residual part, that is the high boiling point mixture, to separate that we want to reduce the operating pressure, means we want to operate our distillation column under vacuum. So this is nothing but impact of the operating pressure. Now you can see, because of the modification of the column, cost changes. Means if we are not using vacuum distillation column and if we are providing the large number of the plates in the previous distillation column, so ultimately cost of the distillation column increases. Okay, so the limit of the pressure required defined by the high reboiler temperature. So that is nothing but high reboiler temperature means we are separating here high boiling point components by using vacuum distillation column. So you can see here, because of the thermal decomposition of the bottom products or because of the lack of hot utility. Means here we are requiring the high reboiler temperature because maybe there is the absence of the hot utility, that is the extra hot utility requirement to provide the heat to the cold steam, or I can say thermal decomposition of the intermediate products. Okay, so for that purpose we can use here excess amount of the hot utility, so we can reduce the excess amount of the temperature in the reboiler. So you can see here now, so column pressure of the distillation is the key design variable because it determines the temperature level in a reboiler and condenser. Okay, we know that condenser and reboiler both are the heat exchanger. So column pressure of the distillation column is a very important parameter because whenever there is the pressure is minimum, I can say we can treat the high boiling point mixture. Whenever there is the pressure is high in nature, high is the amount, so I can say we can operating our distillation column at the minimum temperature or intermediate temperature. So this is the effect of the operating pressure on the distillation column. And you can see here, it means it provides the extra utility requirement, means whenever we want hot utility for the cold streams, hot utility for the cold streams and cold utility for the hot streams, that is nothing but extra utility requirement for the distillation column. So to avoid this, we can operate our distillation column under vacuum, means we can say to avoid all this extra utility requirement, we can operate our distillation column under vacuum below 1 atmospheric pressure, that is around 30 mmHg to 50 mmHg. So by using this operating pressure, that is nothing but impact of operating pressure on distillation column, we can operate various liquid mixture in a distillation column in various operating conditions. And lastly, you can see how to draw all this distillation column in TH diagram or TQ diagram, means with working of the composite heating and composite cooling. Composite curve means nothing but hot composite curve and cold composite curve, which I am going to explain you in next slide. So whenever working with the composite heating and composite cooling, curves for the processes helps to examine heating and cooling requirement. I told you in previous lecture as well, whenever we have drawn hot composite curve and cold composite curve, I told you whenever there is the excess amount of that red line, means hot stream is available, there is the requirement of excess amount of the cold utility, and whenever there is the means extra amount of the green line, that is the cold stream available, to provide the heat we require the extra amount of the hot utility. So all these stream requirement we can calculate by using TH or TQ diagram. So before that, you should know how to draw distillation column in a TH or TQ diagram. I will explain you in next slide about those things. So this is all about impact of operating pressure on distillation column. I am repeating, if you want to separate high boiling point mixture in distillation column, you will operate your distillation column under vacuum, means at below 1 atmospheric pressure, that is nothing but vacuum condition. Now you can see this is the distillation column, which is consists of the condenser and reboiler, and this is the flow rate, that is the F is the flow rate for the feed. HF is nothing but heat associated with the feed. After that, D is nothing but this is the flow rate for the distillate, and HD is nothing but heat associated with the distillate, and B is nothing but bottom product, and HB is nothing but heat associated with the bottom product. So you can see below is nothing but that is the reboiler, and above that is the condenser. Now how to draw this column in TQ diagram or TH diagram? TQ diagram and TH diagram both are the same. Now how to draw this diagram we are going to see next slide, but before that you should know how to write material balance for this figure. You can see here material balance for this figure is nothing but inlet minus outlet stream. So inlet stream is FHF, this is the overall balance. So F into HF minus D into HT, means distillate stream and bottom stream are separated, bifurcates from the feed stream. So F into HF minus D into HD minus B into HB plus Q reboiler, means we are providing here heat by using reboiler and we are removing heat by using condenser. That's why we are adding here heat from the reboiler and removing the heat from the condenser. So FHF minus DHD minus BHB plus Q reboiler minus Q condenser is equal to 0. So this is the material balance for this figure. Now we will see few conditions related to this figure. You can see here, this is the material balance for this figure, means we have seen this figure in a previous slide as well for the distillation column. Now we will see condition for the saturated liquid. Saturated liquid means I told you in mass transfer operation as well that for saturated liquid Q is equal to 1. So you can see here. Now this is the temperature conditions for the saturated liquid, that T condenser is less than feed temperature is less than the T reboiler, means maximum temperature available in the reboiler section, that is nothing but heat exchanger, and minimum temperature also available in the T condenser, condenser also acting as the heat exchanger. So you can see here. Now for 100% efficient process, this is not possible practically, okay, but if that is the possible, so at that condition you can see this material balance having this condition that Q reboiler minus Q condenser is equal to 0. So this value is 0. So modified equation of the material balance is like this. So you can see here FHF minus DHD minus BHB plus 0. That 0 is nothing but Q reboiler minus Q condenser. So finally you can see like this, FHF minus DHD minus BHB is equal to 0, because Q reboiler minus Q condenser is equal to 0. So after putting this value in this equation, you will get this equation. So how to represent this distillation column which we have seen in previous slide in a TQ diagram or a TH diagram? Now you can see here, so this is the figure. So we know that on y-axis there is the temperature intervals, and on x-axis H values or Q values, both are the heat. So you can see here, we know that Q reboiler is the higher as compared to the Q condenser, means temperature in the reboiler is higher as compared to temperature in the condenser, because by using reboiler we are providing heat, and by using condenser we are removing heat. That's why Q reboiler is higher as compared to the Q condenser. So how to represent this? In this manner you can see on the screen. So this is the representation of your distillation column in TQ diagram. So above part is nothing but your steeping section, because in steeping section we are having Q reboiler, and in distillation column we know that temperature is high in steeping section. That's why above part in this figure is steeping section and below part is your rectifying section. So in this manner we can represent our distillation column in TQ or TH diagram. Okay, you can see this figure we have seen in earlier class as well. So this is nothing but hot and cold utility requirement in a distillation column, and this curve very important in for exam point of view. This curve is also known as grand composite curve. Grand composite curve means we know that there is the hot composite curve and cold composite curve. If both streams, means cold composite curve and hot composite curve, are available in single figure, that figure is known as grand composite curve. So this figure also can be asked for 5 marks in your exam, only this figure, as like this question may be like this, that explain grand composite curve. So you have to explain this figure which we have seen in earlier class as well. Okay, and the shifting of this all these streams possible only horizontally. This is not possible vertically. Okay. So this is all about this lecture. We will see new topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much.